Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello. Welcome to
me and my boyfriend, Nicole, and our podcast.
And you're Aurora.
Oh, and I'm Aurora. Yeah.
And I'm Nicole.
Ooh, girl. This is a good start.
Right? Oh, I can't wait.
Killing it.
So excited, this topic. Woo! So today's topic is...
we're talking about masculine and feminine energy and kind of how it's in all of us, like a balance between the two. And
it is.
In certain situations, how certain energies may come out.
Right? And how the interpretation of said energy can disrupt or affect, I guess, relationships. And
I would just say even everyday situations.
Well, absolutely. And interpretations of that, you know?
Yeah.
How one person can see you and, you know, think you have masculine energy. Mm-hmm. And how another person could interpret that as just being a independent, strong woman. Mm-hmm. You know?
Well, I first off want to start by saying that both are important. Mm-hmm. And to me, and I'm sure to you too, there's not one above the other in value. No,
there's not. But there was something that I want to talk about this, is that what I have encountered a lot in my experience is that masculine energy is seen as dominant energy, mm-hmm. and feminine energy is seen as submissive energy.
Yeah.
And this is where I have issues. Whether it's issues with not necessarily agreeing with it or issues with how that has played out in my life and my relationships.
Right.
Yes.
I guess for me personally, and maybe I do, I don't ever really think of myself in terms of feminine and masculine energy. It's not immediately where my mind goes. Are you hearing the cat as I'm hearing the cat?
No, I'm hearing a knock.
Oh, you're hearing a knock. And we're back. Yeah, so as I was saying before, I don't usually think of myself in terms of feminine and masculine energy and how I react to certain things and like what headspace I'm in when I act a certain way. Well, I guess maybe I do. I kind of think of myself in terms of, like, my parents. Like, how would my dad react to this? How would my mom react to this? Like, how am I reacting to this? And, like, mm-hmm. which part of me is coming out to play? So, I guess I do think of myself as feminine and masculine now that I think about it.
Well, what brought this up for me as a topic was the day that I went to the plastic surgeon. You joined me with that. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I noticed was, and it might be because I was like, you know, half naked.
Literally half naked.
Yeah, with my titties hanging out. And I had very feminine energy, I felt that day.
Yeah, you were dressed more feminine than you normally are. You were... I would say in a more vulnerable headspace than you normally.
Yes, that's another thing, I think, which I don't understand. I don't know if that's for everyone or if it's just my feeling about it, but I feel like feminine energy is much more vulnerable energy.
Yeah, I think it's more emotionally open.
Emotionally charged, too.
Emotionally charged, emotionally open.
Yes.
Which is, in turn, vulnerable.
Well, and I felt very vulnerable that day. I mean, you know, I'm like naked in there in front of the doctor and nurse and you. And
it's a big, heavy topic. I mean,
right? I don't even know if I'd been naked before in front of you.
I'm not like that girl.
Well, and then talking about my breasts and everything.
Those are your feminine parts, you know?
Yes, yes, they are. And so, and then talking to the doctor and stuff, and I felt myself being much more submissive than I normally would be. Mm-hmm. Like, normally, I'm much more assertive.
Yes.
And am very much about getting my point across. And, you know, this is the way it is. And not that I don't listen to someone else, but I'm much stronger in my energy. And I felt kind of taken aback because I kind of felt more just submissive. I really did feel submissive. And what he was saying was right. I wonder if I would have, if it had been a female doctor, if I would have reacted the same way.
I guess I think of it from like a, you know, you're literally out of your depth. Like, this is something that we both don't really know about.
Well, I've done it twice before.
No, what I mean by we don't know about is we don't...
Meaning I've had my boobs worked on twice before. I've had children, so I've, been naked before in front of a doctor, them having their hands on me, whatever.
What I mean by we didn't really know much about it is we didn't really know what to expect, first of all, when we went in there. We talk about that. But we also didn't really know what to do about the explant surgery. We were trying to get some answers to questions that we had, and it just wasn't quite going the way that we thought it was going to go.
Right.
So it's like we were definitely in the submissive power role in that whole situation. Like, you're talking to an expert.
Right.
So you feel like I'm already out of my depth. They know more than
Absolutely,
me.
but I'm the expert of my body.
Yes.
And I'm the expert of what I am wanting from this. And in my funds, and the money I'm paying, and everything else. So there's a lot of stuff that I would normally be like, yo, this is what I want. What are we going to do?
Me.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a yes or no, right? But I didn't feel that way that day. I totally felt kind of out of my comfort zone. And it had nothing to do with what we were discussing and stuff. It just seemed like I felt like kind of I gave him my power. I think that's where it came from.
Yeah.
I gave him my power. I submitted to him and what he was saying.
And what he was doing and
his what
plans.
He's doing and what he had planned with barely knowing me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just was like taken aback by it when I left, and I felt like, why did I do that? That was so not me. But then on another level, it made me start thinking, and I'm like, when else do I do this in life? When else am I like this? And what response do I get from that, from myself and from other people, especially in, say, a romantic relationship, right? And then when I'm more in masculine dominant energy, how do people respond to me that way, and how do I feel about myself? Because it made me really, really, really start thinking about the fact of I do feel more comfortable in a masculine dominant role where I feel like I'm in control. And I don't feel like I'm not controlling, but I'm in control of myself.
Right.
And of my power and of my body and, everything that has to do with that. But I wonder, which I've talked to you about this, I wonder if that has affected me in relationships in finding the love that I really want.
I think it speaks to a deeper level of you associate vulnerability with femininity. And you don't always, but like you generally put out more of like a masculine, intense vibe with people, so you are not being vulnerable. So I think that's when you really want someone to love you and be a part of your life and build something with you, you have to be vulnerable with them. Right,
but that's not what I mean.
Okay,
so in dating in the last, year or two, what I really want, what I'm really attracted to is masculine energy, right? Okay. Kind of a dominant energy, right?
Okay.
And I've never, ever been, like, in a relationship with, say, the other side of dominant, submissive. All right?
Okay.
But I've always fantasized about that, but it's never happened, right? But I have a tendency to attract more feminine men a lot of the time. And if I do attract the so-called alpha male, which that is to be debated if that really exists or not, it's generally more they just want a friends with benefits sexual relationship, which is not my thing. I mean, it's cool if that's what you're into, no judgment. There's no judgment here ever. But
Yes, no judgment-free zone.
right, I want a relationship. I'm fine without having one. Okay, I'm single now. Single and ready to mingle. No, but completely single now. However, you know, ultimately, I want a relationship. I want a partner. I want someone to share my life with.
Yeah.
You know, to go on road trips with and have fun with and have sex with, but, you know, in a committed relationship. I'm old-fashioned. But, and plus, I'm a very free spirit, okay? So, when I'm doing the hanky-panky, freaky-deaky, you know, like, I'm totally open, like, woo, let's have fun, role play, whatever, but I only want to do it with one person, you know?
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
need to feel comfortable and feel safe to do that, right?
Yes, okay.
But I have a tendency to attract feminine men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So much to the point I have attracted gay men. More than once. Okay? There's lots of more than once. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with anything that you want to do. If you're in the company of another adult and you're both consenting, whatever you want to do is totally fine.
Oh no, this is not a straight, gay, lesbian issue.
Absolutely
no.
not.
No, at the end of the day, what you do at home is I do not care. As long as it's
100%.
between two consenting adults. I don't even care if
Right.
you do it in the street. But like,
Right. But what I am attracting is people that have mommy issues.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Could be the boobs. Could be, you know, my energy. I don't know. But very much people that a lot of times want to call me mommy.
Ugh.
Yeah. We're not judging and you just, ugh.
No.
That was Aurora. That was not Nicole. Okay.
No, I just
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Why? It's not fair to say there's something wrong with that if plenty of women can have the daddy thing, right? Which I've done that before.
I see. Just the whole concept don't do it for me. I'm not
That's
saying
fine.
No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not saying like ugh, like that's disgusting. It's like ugh for me. Like that's not where I go in that situation
Right.
at all. So that was my reaction. No, it wasn't a judging. It was like a oh, that's not for Aurora. Like
Right. I got you. We're going to ask what's for Aurora later. But for Nicole, it's not a judgment thing. It's really made me think because I'm like, I've, you know, had the daddy fantasy before. I have played that out. That was fun a couple of times. But, you know, so I'm like, it would be natural to me that there's people out there that have the mommy one, you know, and I get a lot of men, younger and older, okay,
you don't
that
think
want to nurse everything else. And I'm like, I don't really have a problem with that either. But me, I'm like, I don't want it to always be one way, you know? And ultimately, I really want the guy who's going to like fuck me up against the wall and like pull my hair and spank me and just be like, yes, and has to have me right then. And, you know,
So that's what masculine energy means to you.
taking control. Oh,
Okay, well, I really am just boiling this down to why are you attracting these kinds of men? Opposites attract.
no, I thought it was the law of attraction was like attracts like.
Yeah, that's all cute and everything, but people want what they can't have or they don't have. People make friends with, have relationships with, work with people they want to have in their life because they are missing that part. And they try to fill it.
But that's not a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship shouldn't be something where you're missing something. It's
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
I'm not listening. Okay, what?
I'm saying
Totally missing it.
You're missing it. What I'm saying is that you offer something that they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So they are attracted to that.
I have pussy and boobies.
Yes, Nicole.
But JJ.
They are attracted to your sexual organs, Nicole. But what I mean by that is they are also attracted to, ooh, this is a strong woman. I want that in my life. Either they got mommy issues or they feel out of control of their own life, or maybe they're so in control that they want to be dominated, so here's a woman that could do it for me. Wherever
Wait,
the psychosis comes from.
So you're saying that the only people who are going to want a strong, independent woman is someone...
No.
What?
No, I'm not saying that.
You're saying no strong man's going to want a strong woman?
No, I didn't say that.
What happened to the king and queen thing?
No, I'm not
I've been
saying
sold
that.
on that fantasy, Aurora.
Nicole,
I'm waiting for someone to go, you're my queen.
You are jumping down
I'm
rabbit
your
holes.
king.
I'm
What?
not even taking you down.
Okay, what?
I'm saying they are attracted to what you are putting out.
Which is what?
Which is a strong, independent, masculine, dominant personality.
Right?
Which you are offering something that they want.
Right.
So you are attracting, they're putting out the law of attraction. Like, I want a woman who can offer me this.
Mm-hmm.
So they want you. You have to keep in mind that while you are putting out things that you want into the world, people are also putting out things that they want into the world. So all of these intentions and all of these moments
so much.
are working at the same time. So you got to kiss a few frogs.
Right. Well, they're not frogs. They're wonderful. They're all great.
I'm not saying they frogs. And
you just said.
I'm saying they're frogs because they're not right for you. They don't become your Prince Charming.
Listen.
Okay, Linda.
Okay, listen. So, but I also want a guy who's in touch with his feelings.
Okay, see, now you can be having it every which way you want it.
Who tells me how wonderful and beautiful I am.
All right,
and
you
brings
sound
me
needy.
coffee to bed and like...
Oh my gosh. No.
Well, because I've given all those things before. I've always been a giver.
You are a giver.
Past relationship.
And guess what?
I'm waking him up in the morning with coffee. I'm making his breakfast. I'm making him a lunch, putting the love notes in there.
For every giver, there's a taker.
Right? That him and his girlfriend were sharing that lunch and reading the notes. Anyways,
Okay.
But, and then like having dinner waiting. And that's with me working like full time, 60 plus hours a week, you know. And I'm like, this time I want a giver too. I want to be able to be a giver and have a giver. I want to know what that feels like. That has to be possible. Why does it have to be a giver and a taker? There has to be giver can give together.
There's
and
always
have everything.
You cannot have one without the other. It just doesn't work like that.
Well, and if gays work and lesbians work, why can you not have two dominants together?
Because
that's two Leos?
No.
What?
Because in all of those relationships, and I'm not talking about masculine and feminine, like who's the dude, who's the girl, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about there's always a person who likes to be a giver. There's always a person that takes just a little bit more. There is a trade-off. In a good, healthy relationship, there's always a balance, and you need to find that person that's willing to give you that balance you want. But there's two kinds of people in the world.
What?
A giver and a taker.
What? No, why can't I have a giver too if I'm a giver?
You have to find someone that is giving you what you want, and they take what they want from you, and you give what you want, and you take what you want from them.
So complicated. And do you know what's so messed up?
What?
Is I go both ways. Okay, I fall in love with a person, not their sexual orientation kind of thing. So, you know, like, I suck dick and I eat pussy. Okay.
You're a giver.
I am a giver. And I give really well. But I'm like, how can I not find somebody when I'm like, I'm open to everything. And I don't have a type. I like tall, short,
Here's a
big,
question.
thin, every rainbow. What?
Are you too open?
No, I'm very picky. I mean, is that what you meant?
Kinda, but not really.
What then? Am I too open like what? Like love me?
Yeah.
Like love me. No, I'm not like that.
Okay.
I'm not. No, because I'm like, I get plenty of love in other places. I get love from my children. I get love from my friends. I get love from Lucy, my dog. Oh my God. So much love.
What I mean by are you too open, as in, so you're willing to have it all, which is good. Keep your options open, you know.
Yeah, I'm not settling.
Wherever the mood strikes you, you know, don't ever settle. What I mean by are you too open is...
Just say it. Just say it.
I don't know how to articulate it. That you'll understand and that I'll get my point across. There is such a thing as giving too much of yourself away.
Yeah.
And when you are open to everything...
Oh, my God.
Everything will come to you.
It has.
And it has.
And I say no. I swipe left.
Yeah, so you cut.
Yes.
But there's still some frogs that make it through the net. Right?
Can we talk about how I can't find a good woman? Well, that's not the only reason I stick with men.
Do we want to talk about the one woman I met?
Oh my God, dude.
Gosh, it wasn't even 5 minutes into that situation. I was like, move on.
Oh my God.
And you were like, why? And I was like, just like the ex.
Okay. So I was dating this chick, right? And
wait, hold on. Since we want to talk about feminine and masculine.
Yes. She would have had masculine energy.
She
and I
had
would have.
She had masculine energy.
And I had feminine.
She was what you said you wanted.
Yes. However, comma, way too much like the ex.
Way too. I mean, it was like 5 minutes.
Right? The ex was a dude.
Yeah.
But, okay. So what happened was, we were at the gay bar, drag show night, right?
Uh-huh.
And you had met her and her friends, right?
Mm-hmm. She had 2 of her friends with her.
Right? And
one a guy and the other a girl. They were all soldiers.
Yes. And you didn't need to add that in, but
whatever. To me, that tells a personality type, but you go ahead.
Okay. Well, the female friend seemed very much into her.
Oh, yeah.
She was finishing her sentences. She knew everything about her. She wanted to tell every story about her. She was like right up on top of her.
She got her drinks,
possessive. Yes. Not wanting me around, giving me the mean mugging me,
almost
everything
like
else.
Buffer zone.
Yes.
Like, don't get too
absolutely.
close.
And girl, I was seeing liked it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
She was feeding off of it, right?
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to run buffer so Nicole and the girl can like have a moment. Like I'm trying to entertain the friends.
Right.
So the dude was cool. He was just like there.
Right.
But the girlfriend, she wasn't the girlfriend, but she might as well have been.
Yeah. The girl who was a friend wouldn't back off.
Uh-huh.
To the point where, we said something.
Yeah.
Jokingly.
Not really joking, but kind of joking.
But,
you know what I'm saying.
About, have y'all ever been together? Or does she like you? Or what? And they were busting up laughing because, why do people say that all the time? I'm like, hello. And the friend was like, I have a boyfriend. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that doesn't mean anything, right? But it got more. Then the drag show is proceeding. And what happened during the drag show, Roy?
Oh, yeah. There was a kiss.
What happened?
There was a moment where the girl that Nicole was there with, very intentionally there as a date, had a full moment kiss makeout with a drag queen, and
during the drag performance,
the show, which is not the first time I've seen that. That didn't shock me,
right?
It was,
but just with me standing right next to her.
Nicole was literally standing right, and the look she gave you afterwards, I was like, what was that supposed to be? Was that supposed to be like, this is what you have to look forward to,
right? And she was like, what? She kissed me, and I'm like,
we was all there.
Yeah, no, you did that, boo. You was tipping, and you leaned in for a kiss, and you're the one who did that, and everything else. And
I guess she thought it was supposed to be sexy.
Right?
For me,
it was not.
It was, gross.
Right? I'm like, bitch, we ain't even kissed.
Yeah.
Okay? And my other point was, it was way too much in my face. Mm-hmm. Definitely, like you're saying, this is what you have to deal with and stuff, take it or leave it, kind of thing. This is what
you have to look forward
right?
to, yeah.
And, everybody wants me, kind of thing. But it reminded me so much of the ex.
Yeah.
Yes, and constantly needed attention, constantly needed to be just that constant approval from other people.
Yeah. And
to be wanted and desired by everyone to where I would never be enough. You are going to be a cheater. I know it.
And just the weirdness between the friends, that was very much like your ex too, of look, even straight girls want me, like,
Right.
kind of thing. And, like,
Yeah.
I could have her, but I don't. Like,
Right.
she's so into me. Like,
Oh, yeah. And constantly chicks calling all the time.
yeah, and
everything.
she's like, oh,
We're
sorry.
just a
Oh,
friend.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And, like, do you remember she was on her phone a lot?
Yeah. Well, and so Aurora was pretty much like, this is exactly like your ex. This is not for you. Let's go. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, we have Krispy Kreme in the car. And I was like, done. Let's go. And so, yeah. So girl walked me out to the car, whatever. And I'm like, okay, see you later. And that was pretty much the end of that. I kind of ended it after that.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you ghost her?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah. Kind of did. Yeah. So proceed to a year later.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm on dating apps. And who pops up? I'm on like 2 or 3 different dating apps. And she popped up on every single one of mine.
Damn.
Right? And so we started talking again. And she asked me why I ghosted her.
Oh.
And I told her. Right?
Oh, really?
And she said, I am not a cheater. I don't know why people think that. She's like, I'm just very friendly. And, I love with my whole heart. And, but, I was very into you and that really hurt me. And I'm like, okay, well, we're both still single, right? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, what do we do now? And she's like, well, what do you want to go out? Blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. She's like, I just wanted to know, thanks for talking to me. Let me know. I'm like, okay. So we were supposed to go out like the following Saturday. And then she canceled. And because her son had come into town and he was home from college. And so
which you have kids, so it was completely okay.
Absolutely. So then we're talking for the next couple weeks and like she just kind of would be like texting me and then all of a sudden just disappear. And supposedly she had so much going on with school and everything else. She had gotten out of the military and she was in school and stuff. And then just trying to help a friend with her kids and just all these little things, right? And then I get a text message, right? We had been texting earlier that morning, and then I get a text message saying, I am a liar and a cheat. And I'm like, huh? Okay. And then it was, I'm married. Yeah. And this is my wife, and I'm like, ring-a-ding-ding. I picked up the phone and called her immediately, and some chick answered the phone.
Oh, snap.
Yes. Different chick. And I was like, excuse me, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, this is her wife. And I'm like, I didn't know she was married,
Had no clue. Gave
no clue.
Indication.
And I said, how long have y'all been together? And she said, 2 years. And I was like, like, you've been together for 2 years? She's like, we've been married for 2 years. And I was like, oh, because we dated last year. Like, what? And I'm like, well, I had no idea. She goes, I know, it's not you. It's completely her. And I'm like, well, she's on several different dating apps. And she's like, oh, I know that too. And she's not anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry. I had no idea, thanks for letting me know. And she's like, okay, well, thank you. And that was it. Like, it was cool. I'm like, okay, bye. Never heard from her again. Which I, was like, this is done. But I was like, okay, 1, Aurora was right? So right. And 2, why does this keep happening to me? I keep attracting the same kind of people, And then there's been lots of other people I've dated, and I'm just like, I cannot win. That's why we're taking a break now. We have gotten off the merry-go-round, and we are focusing on me. But it's made me really think, and this is where the whole masculine, feminine, dominant, submissive, like, what the fuck is going on, because I'm like, to me, I exude, I am a woman, hear me roar. But I'm like, what exactly is going on? And how do I get more in touch with the feminine side of myself, which a lot of people say my friends and stuff have said that I am, being more feminine now. In the way that I dress, wearing more dresses, stuff like that, Which is so funny to me because I live for a sundress. Let me just tell you, and heels, everything else. But I mean, like where are we going right now with the whole lockdown and stuff,
True.
Really? Am I boring you?
No, you're not boring me. I'm sorry. It's late.
You are laying in my bed.
I am.
But we're not together.
No, you're just my boyfriend.
Whatever. But, so anyway.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to give you advice when I say this. Because there's no advice for me to give. What I will speak on is why people interpret your dominant energy as masculine. I think that goes to a whole history and reference to society as a whole. Since the dawn of time. People have associated masculine energy with dominance, being the head of the family, carrying the conversation, the family, moving it from one place to another, the breadwinner, these are all, quote, masculine qualities. Not to say women, because women do have those qualities, but just because the way society has been shaped, we interpret women who have those qualities as being more masculine. And on the flip side, women who are quieter and kinder, sweeter, more emotionally vulnerable, I guess you could consider that submissive in a situation that has been associated with femininity because men are over the women, Men are always above. That's just the way religious texts and everything has been interpreted, and we can talk about how my values on that and how I think that's really wrong. Because to me, you can't have one without the other. One is not more important than the other, and they both bring something to the table. And we don't have to get religious when I say this. I think when people are, because people say, well, it's in the Bible that men are supposed to be over women. The text, the verse that they are referring to is discussing how the man is the head of the family. But literally in the text it says, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck. So the head don't move without the neck. I mean, your head would just be rolling across your shoulders at that point, which would be funny, but wouldn't get anything done. The neck has to be just as strong, if not stronger, than the head, because the head is heavy as hell. So your neck has to be a solid foundation for you to build something on top of. So to me, women are just as strong, if not stronger than men, and I think it's a disservice to women to those parts that could be technically more feminine, like that vulnerability, that sweetness, that kindness, that nurturing side, to be seen as submissive, to me is really a strength. Because, I mean...
Well, and it's funny you bring that up. Okay, because here's the thing. So, I become much more feminine in a relationship once I feel safe and comfortable. When I first meet someone, and even my female friends have said this before, I come off very strong, But, a lot of them said when they first met me, they thought I was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have to agree that fast.
No. I didn't think you were a bitch, but I could see how you would be interpreted that way.
Yeah. But I'm like, one is because I'm actually kind of shy.
So you put up a wall.
It's not a wall. It's a superhero stance. Thank you very much. It's my
wall.
cape. It is not a wall.
I didn't say it was a thick wall.
It is not a wall. It's just I'm very strong and assertive. Here I am. Right?
Okay.
Hear me roar. Yeah. But then as I get more comfortable with people, but especially in romantic, situations, then when I feel safe and stuff, I can be vulnerable. I can be more feminine because I don't have to worry that I'm going to get hurt. And it's not emotionally hurt. It's even physically hurt, you know, to kind of be more sensual and sultry and fluffy and girly, you know. So, I don't know. I think that's a big part of it.
So I'm asking you again.
Why?
Do you consider feminine energy to be strong?
Yes, I always did.
You really hesitated. It's okay if you don't. It's
No, because I do, because I am a female, right? And I consider myself a very strong woman. And it wasn't until I started dating at this point in my life
question. I'm going to stop
that
you right
I would
there.
ever have questioned it.
I'm going to stop you right there. What is it about you that makes you a strong woman? What are the qualities that make you a strong woman?
Because I can do anything that you can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Because I will fight tooth and nail and, you know, sweat and blood and tears for everything I believe in, for everyone that I care for, that, you know, while I don't necessarily want to do everything myself, I can and I will.
So you're opinionated?
What's that got to do with opinionated?
I'm qualifying. I'm putting singular
I
words.
have opinions.
Okay, Nicole, you're a very opinionated person. It's not an insult. It's
feeling so. This is a judgy.
It's not attack. I'm not attacking you. I'm summing up what you're saying. I'm trying to put it concise.
I feel like it all goes back to I'm a Leo.
No,
okay.
Oh, I'm a
I always
Leo.
pull this card.
I'm a lion.
Okay,
No.
Leos will understand.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. Anyway,
right. With my Libra ass, I guess I can't understand. No, so you're opinionated. You're protective. What else? I'm not attacking you. I'm summing up what you're saying.
I don't know where you got opinionated from, but
You literally are like, I don't know where you got opinionated from. That's opinionated.
what are you talking about? I'm gonna need to call a lifeline on this.
We can talk about my issues too. I'm trying to
right?
get to the basis here.
Well, what makes me strong is that I am who I am.
Okay, so you're confident.
Extremely confident.
Okay, opinionated, confident, protective. Okay, go ahead.
I feel like you're getting all masculine things out of this.
I'm not saying anything. You are interpreting these words as more masculine, which is proving my point.
What's your point?
That you, and you will never say this because you feel like it's an affront to women. You interpret men as being stronger than women.
Bull fucking
No.
I have 3 sons that I adore
Yes.
more than anything. Well, except my granddaughter and my daughters. But anyway, I have 3 sons that I adore. I do not feel that they are stronger than me.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you value masculine traits more because you have always interpreted.
That's not true. You asked me specifically about what makes me strong. You didn't ask me what makes me a woman or what makes me feminine.
I didn't. That wasn't my question. I haven't gotten there yet.
No, because here's my thing. I also am, you know, kind and sweet and loving and compassionate and caring and, you know, a hard worker and.
But so here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you described yourself, you described those really strong, powerful words, which I think are a very important part of your personality. And the dominant side of your personality, you described them first.
You asked me what made me strong.
No, okay. I was expecting you to say, I'm caring. I'm a mother figure. Like, I nurture people. Like, those are the parts of your personality that I see come out most. Those are the strongest parts of your personality. The way you interpret yourself is putting those more, quote, societally associated masculine terms to yourself. So subconsciously,
I feel like this was a trick question.
Subconsciously, you are associating the more masculine parts of yourself as stronger parts of you, and therefore more important parts of you.
Okay, I'm gonna need people to comment on this.
100%.
And take a vote.
Sounds off
and
below.
Let's see, because I don't know about that. I have mad respect for men. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying you don't, Nicole. I'm not saying you're disrespecting or anything.
But I don't know. I never even realized. It never even occurred to me until like this dating period in my life, and I'm like, woo, when did this happen? You know what it might be too is. When I dated before I was in my 20s, there was no online dating. It was the dial-up internet. There was no like it is today. So I wasn't as open to meeting so many people at one time. You know what I mean? Like, you had to meet people one-on-one. You know, the most you can meet is if you were at a bar and you meet a dozen different people that night.
Yeah.
You know, but you're not meeting hundreds of people in one day, you know? Whether you're swiping through, talking to people, whatever.
Right.
And so I'm meeting a larger amount of people, which is bringing many more people into
your circle.
Yes, that I wouldn't have normally. So maybe that's why I'm more aware of it now. I don't know.
Well, you're holding a mirror up to yourself.
Right? Well, and then there's that other side of it, too, of people always thinking that I'm, like, a guy in our relationship. You know, that we're together and I'm a guy. Or people thinking that I have been a guy.
Do you... Hold on. Sorry, I just thought of this.
What?
This is your Leo coming out.
What?
I think it's interesting that you've made this whole thing about you. Do you not think that maybe it's about me? Is that I come off as very, like, baby and small and, like, vulnerable and someone protect me and na-na-na-na-na-na. And you come off as very strong and
You know what
caring.
is so funny that you just pointed out to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I do think it is a little bit Leo that I was self-concerned about this, but I feel like you were asking me questions, so I kind of brought it that direction. But I will bring up something then.
Mm-hmm.
We are the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like you misrepresent yourself when you start out all feminine. Oh, I'm just a little petite flower.
Yeah.
And I'm so sweet and innocent and blah, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, someone start dating you or getting to know you, and that is not who you are.
Yeah.
You will rip somebody's head off. You then are going to crush their soul, their dreams, their life. Okay? Like the proud man you are. Whereas I am getting accused of having all this masculine energy, and I'm like, I am sweet and like squishy and gooey on the inside and everything female and loving, and I will pet your head and love you and squeeze you, and you are my precious.
Are you saying that I am a Venus flytrap?
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't disagree with you.
Right?
No, that is 100%.
And I am a lion. Like, I am a lioness. I'm the one going out hunting the food, bringing it back. That's what the lioness does, right? But then she licks you and tell you how wonderful you are and, like, takes care of the babies and does all kinds of stuff, too, and is all sweet and waiting for you in the cave of love later. That's me.
Whatever animal is cute, I guess
You act like you a bunny at first, and you turn into the Tasmanian devil.
I was going to say, if someone can name the animal in the kingdom that is all cute and cuddly and sweet and seems so nice and open, but is really like a serial killer on the inside, that would be me.
Right?
For sure. No, we are exact opposite. You present very, quote, masculine energy. I often present very, like, I hide easily in the, what? I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
right?
Which
Which is so funny. It's just hitting me now. Okay, because, so, like, we go out, right? Mm-hmm. And you're very dressed up, girly girl.
Yeah.
Okay? When we go out, you have hair, makeup, heels, dress, like, everything done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm like, it's just you and me going out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, no makeup, baseball cap, jeans, t-shirt, boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is how I get that masculine thing. People can picture this. But if I meet someone, that I'm interested in, man or female, in a romantic way, and I go out with them, when I go on a date with them, girl, I look like how you do when we go out.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, my hair is done, hot rolled. I got the makeup on, red lipstick, good push-up bra, honey. Lacy, tight dress, heels. I'm like, let's go. Like, yeah, complete opposite.
We are protecting ourselves from different things.
Well, and mine isn't even protecting myself. I'm lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, not lazy, but a little bit. I'm like, if we're just going out, I'm like, I'm not going to put all that effort in just to go out with you.
Ooh, okay.
I
don't like you either like that. How about that?
I do, but I'm like, it's like, you're lucky I put on clothes. I would wear pajamas out. I think I have worn pajamas.
You have worn pajamas out.
I have worn pajamas out when we went out. I've worn house shoes out. So I'm all about living the moment and loving life. Why can't I meet a man that lets me wear my pajamas out?
Nicole,
I have worn footy pajamas out, like, for the whole day.
You can find a man like that.
Will he wear pajamas with me?
If he's your kind of man, he will.
Okay. No. We got till a little more.
I'm trying to protect our good podcast here going.
Okay, stop then. So. Yes.
All right.
So you feel I'm a little combative today?
I do.
Okay. Well, I feel like you are smacking my dick.
I am not smacking your dick.
You're kicking me in the balls. You're like, you're a dude, live with it.
No.
Or you're not enjoying being a woman or something. I don't know what.
I have never said that. I think you enjoy being a woman. I know you love being a woman. I'm asking you these questions that I don't think you've ever asked yourself.
I don't know.
We're talking about
I've asked myself a lot of questions.
Well, maybe you're not asking yourself the right questions.
I don't know why I would be combative, Aurora. Lord Jesus. I thought you were gonna be like all like, you're a beautiful, beautiful flower. No, it was not.
Okay, this goes back to our previous discussion. I pull people in and then I suck them dry. No.
I know. Why was I not thinking that?
No.
Vampire.
I very much like hide in that feminine space.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, what's your damn energy?
I think I often try to come off as like sweet, kind, I'm willing to talk to anybody. People feel like they can open up to me, as was evidenced today.
Oh, yeah, wait. We got to talk about your date.
It wasn't a date. It was not a date. It was not a date.
He thought it was a date.
He did not think it was a date.
Really? Okay, why don't we talk about not date?
It was not a date.
Right? It was a work luncheon?
It was a work luncheon.
You spent the day together.
It wasn't even the whole day. Stop trying to make this something that it's not.
Okay, well, tell us. Why did I think it was a date?
Okay, so we worked together. Showed my coworker the ropes. This has always happened to me in my life. I guess I just have that kind of face. I don't know. People feel like they can open up to me, which is fine. I want people to open up to me. I like that people feel... But this is
not normal conversation.
I like that people feel comfortable enough with me that they feel like they can trust me with their secrets.
But what did he tell you? What did he want to talk to you about?
He talked to me about his previous relationship.
And why they didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And that he wants kids.
Uh-huh.
And what's he looking for.
And how he is as a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
I did not...
During lunch.
No, it wasn't during lunch. This was in the car.
Okay.
This was before lunch.
And what did you say when y'all were going to lunch or whatever? What was it?
What?
Like, you were paying?
Oh, that was at lunch. That was No, that I'll tell. Okay. So, Nicole is interpreting these types of conversations as first date conversations.
Yes, that's all the stuff you talk about on the first date.
So I was like, it's not like that. I was like, I don't know why it came up. It just did. I'm just going to roll with the conversation. You know me, I just roll with any type of conversation that anybody wants to have.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but you also said that you was getting a weird feeling about it.
There was a moment where I was like, why are we talking about this? But I'm also like, why are we talking about this? Because I don't talk about that kind of stuff with people I don't know.
Right.
So I was like, okay, like that's the thought that popped in my head.
But you were in your masculine energy because you set up said not date, right? Then you set up a said not second date.
Okay, yeah, so I did say we're going to go here for lunch. No, but what has been part of our working relationship so far is that I've introduced him to new foods to try, which I guess now is technically a first date. But it's not a date. It was not a date, but I can see how Nicole is trying to make this a date with the circumstances.
Whatever. You was in your masculine energy on said date.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, because you picking the place, right?
Yeah, all right.
Yes. And he telling you his feelings like a...
Yes. Yes.
You're giving him a safe place to talk or whatever, right?
Whatever.
And then what happened when you were paying the bill thing? What did you say?
Oh, yeah. So the waitress set the check in front of him. And I said, why she got to assume that you're going to pay? Why can't I pay? And I snatched it. Mm-hmm. And I put my card there. And I was like, I got this one. You got the next one.
Right. So you paid for the date.
Uh-huh.
And then you set a second date.
If you want to interpret that way, yes.
Right?
It wasn't a date.
Okay. A second work lunch.
It was not a date.
Okay.
But there was a couple moments where I'm like, why are you talking to me? Okay, there was a moment where I was like, I don't know what your intentions are here. And I was like, I feel like I'm reading too much into this because that is very much me. Where I get, because he led the conversation there. So I'm like, I'm not going to not share anything about me. Like, you've opened up to me. I guess I'll be like a little personal with you, whatever. And I was like, well, I want to be married. I want kids for sure. I was like, I just need somebody that wants to live in a bus. And he's like, well, I can't live in a bus. And I immediately, it was like the record stopped my brain. I was like, I wasn't asking you to. But why would you say that? Like, so I was like, I feel like I'm reading too much into this.
I did not feel like you were.
So I am very intentional with my words. Mm-hmm. So I assume everybody else is. Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes that gets me in trouble. No? Or do you feel like people say their real feelings and then they
Not
try to
all
back
the
off
times.
of them?
I think sometimes people say the opposite of what they really mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when said not date said that he was totally happy and fine being single. Yet everything he told you about was saying that he wants to be in a relationship.
Fair.
So that was the opposite.
Okay.
Just saying. It's that psychology degree in work.
Is it working for you?
It working. My big brain working good.
Okay. Previous sentence extracted from the record. My big brain worked good.
What?
No. I really didn't feel like it was a date. I really don't think. I also don't ever think anybody's interested in me.
Yes. You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like because I feel like I put off a very don't talk to me vibe.
Okay. I feel like you don't put that off, by the way. think you put on this whole like vibe of I'm sweet, I'm innocent, you can talk to me, tell me your life. I won't hurt you. Whereas I think I put off an energy of if you touch me, I will destroy you.
Yeah.
Don't come knocking. Don't touch. Don't look twice unless I tell you it's okay. Mm-hmm. You know? I don't see, but I feel like that's feminine energy. Just my female is saying, bitch, I didn't tell you it was okay.
Yeah, that's very feminine to me. Yes.
Right? And I think it's being construed a different way.
Yeah.
Whereas you're all like, I'm playful and innocent. And then you're like, I'm eating your liver. True or not true?
I think it's true. I'm not disagreeing with you.
So basically, we haven't worked out anything in this
No.
whole conversation.
I guess not.
We're having a conversation,
we're just talking to be talking.
right?
At this point, no. But I don't interpret either side of my personality to be stronger than the other, like strength-wise.
I don't either. But I'll tell you, I'm getting much, much more in tune with submissive side of me, feminine side of me, whatever you want to call it. I'm letting down the walls, as you say. I don't think they're walls.
Okay.
I think it's just, this is my bubble. And unless I invite you in to play in my bubble, stay on the outside of it.
Okay. So, we build a house, right?
No, it's a bubble bath.
No. So when you build a house...
No, it's not. It's not. Nobody said a house. I said a bubble in the bubble bath.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm not
Nicole,
answering your question.
When you build a house, what keeps the inside inside and the outside outside? What's that part in between?
It's not a bubble.
It's a wall, you right.
It's a wall.
Okay, thank you.
Whatever.
I have walls too. I'm not criticizing your walls.
No.
I'm not criticizing.
I'm an open
walls
book. Too. What? I am.
Okay,
whatever. Fine. I was going to say I'm an open flower, but that did not seem appropriate.
That's a little Georgia O'Keeffe of you.
Is that good or bad?
You don't know that she's an artist. She painted a lot of florals that all just so happen to look like vaginas. And she was also,
that one.
Yeah, she was also a lesbian.
Was she?
Yeah.
Is she single?
I think she's dead. I don't know that.
Okay, I didn't mean to laugh, but that's my luck.
I think she's on the expired side.
Okay, I'll have to Google that.
All
right.
Tell me later.
All right.
No. Yes, I think we outwardly project different sides of
False
us.
sides?
Okay, you want to say false? I feel like I'm okay, maybe this is just me. I feel like I am very warm and inviting to people that I like and care about.
You warm and inviting to strangers. But then if they come on up to you, you're like, psh, Fort Knox.
Hey, Santa, send out mixed signals.
Oh, such mixed. You mixed up more than...
Okay, you're like...
a box of Skittles.
You're like, I'm a Leo. I'm a Libra, okay?
What does that mean? You a little bit of this, a little bit of that?
I'm a little bit of this, I'm a little bit of that. I am the scales. Like, I'm constantly going back and forth between... I can always see a different side, different perspective. And it's maddening and infuriating all the time because sometimes I feel like I can't make it.
Is there a lot of gray areas for you?
Everything is gray.
No. It's yes or no.
No.
Yes or no.
No.
Yes or no.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's either hell yeah or fuck no.
I will come to a decision, but I have to look at both sides and interpret how I feel about it, and that's the decision. That's the way I will go.
That takes too long.
It does take a long time.
That takes too long. By the time you get done, people done fell asleep.
Exactly. Good.
Right?
That means they haven't talked to me yet.
I'm like, if it's, do I want to kiss you? Is my pussy wet? Okay? It's, do I want that cheeseburger? Am I hungry? Yes or no? It's like, that's it. Yes or no?
No. I have to be like, do I even like you enough?
To have a cheeseburger with you?
Yeah.
We don't have to have a conversation. I can let this juice run all over me and make love to this burger. All right? It's yes, I'm hungry, or no. No, thank you.
Nope. I could eat, maybe.
How are we friends? Oh my goodness. Aurora.
What?
I love you.
I love you too. It's funny. I was talking to my dad today.
Okay.
I was like, Daddy, believe it or
You said daddy.
Yeah.
This is where I'm so jealous. Anyway, go ahead. Proceed.
we discussed the whole why we can't do the whole mommy daddy thing. I call my dad daddy.
Because she has a healthy relationship with her father, which is like awesome. And I'm so happy for her. But also, I'm so jelly of. And I've never had, so I wouldn't know what that feels like. So,
anyways,
I try and fill it with other people, but it doesn't. I'm over it. I worked that shit out.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I might still play every once in a while, you know.
Sometimes she comes up every once in a while. She rears her little head.
She does. But then I have to let them like mommy too then if they want, you know. Anyway.
But I cannot
back to you and your daddy.
Hence why I cannot call anybody I am remotely interested in sexually daddy. Because it just immediately, I think,
I got you.
That is just an immediate, like, Sahara Desert moment for me.
I can imagine it would be.
So I'm like,
having never had that, I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I'm desperately looking for... Oh, that was too much honesty. Oh, God. Oh, maybe not desperately. Okay. Maybe
I think you meant that.
Found the trigger.
No, I think you meant that. Anyway. I forgot what I was saying.
We're talking about you and your daddy moment. Do tell. I'm all ears.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were talking to your dad today.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to my dad today. And I said, hey. I was like, believe it or not, I am actually the logical, cold, analytical person between Nicole and I. And he said, really? Because when it comes to my dad, I am very, like, free-spirited, wild, like, just let it all hang out kind of thing. So with you, you bring out a different side of me. So I have two very distinct
it all makes sense.
Personality types, and I will... It makes me seem bipolar. Like, and not one is fake because they're both me.
Right.
But I have two sides of me that certain people pull out.
It makes so much sense now.
So with you, you pull out my cold, analytical side because I feel like I have to be the ground to your dream, which is good. Like, I feel like
because I'm a sprinkle, sparkle unicorn?
Because you are the balloon, and I am just your little string.
Right? But I don't expect you to be that way. You're allowed to have dreams, too.
I have dreams. I'm not saying I don't have dreams, but I'm just saying you bring out that side of me.
Okay, but let's go back to how you are with your daddy, right?
Okay.
How did you describe that?
I am a dreamer.
Yeah. It was very, very, very feminine and girly and la 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 la, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, if you're interpreting it that way.
It was!
Okay, go ahead, yeah.
Yes, and so... But you're not like that with other people.
No.
I think your father almost inhibits you from having a healthy relationship with anyone else. Because you have no need to have a relationship with anyone else.
Yeah, I feel like...
I am so not jealous of you and your daddy anymore.
So here's the thing about me. I get fulfilled in relationships outside of romantic ones.
You do, but ultimately you want a husband and children.
Yeah, so hence why I'm always suffering. No.
Because I'm like, you're going to have to cut the cord with your father a little bit to be able to have a relationship with a man.
I have to not only cut the cord with my father, I have to cut the cord with my brother and my nephew.
Because you get all your fulfillment from them.
I get all of my, like, fulfillment from, like, my friends and my family. So, I often feel like I sometimes don't have room or, like, need.
You don't make room.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, if you want to say that.
Oh, now we're hitting your buttons.
Sure, you can be right about that. I feel like I don't require room for a romantic relationship. It's like never really been high on my priority list. It's something I want ultimately because I want children, and I realize that in order to have children, there must be another person in the relationship.
It's also fun. What about just sex?
Also,
and an emotional...
Yeah, that's not very high on the priority list for me. Like, ever.
We could delve deeper into that at some point.
We could. That goes with the whole...
See, I am such a touchy-feely person. Like, and just so just like sensually and sexually driven and everything, to where I'm like, it's not like I crave that, like, oh, I have to have it, whatever. But I just, oh my God, it's like the cheeseburger. Like, I just love it. Like, I just want every part of it, the gushy, just the emotions, just like everything. And you're saying, I need the sperm.
Yeah.
Why not just go to a sperm bank then?
Because I want to provide my kids with, like, a happy marriage because I do ultimately want to get married. Here's the thing. I feel like, and maybe this is delusional, I feel like I will find a person that I really like and I want to build a relationship with, who I can get fulfilled in every single way that I want, but it's just hard for me to open up to let that person in my life. But I do want those things.
Yes.
I admire those things in other
Right.
people.
No judgment.
I want that thing for myself, but I am also stupid because I want that for myself, but I won't let myself have it.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's a vulnerability thing. But
and you called me out on my shit, and you got the same shit.
I got the same shit. That's why I feel like I can call you out.
Oh my God, you're such a butthead.
That's why I was calling you out. Because I
feel like I'm much more vulnerable in that way than you are.
You are much more vulnerable than I am.
I love hard.
You do.
I put myself out there all the time.
All the damn time. You are too open and I am too close.
We got to meet in the middle.
It's going to be real hard.
Right?
So
I'm
in
a
the
marshmallow.
I am like a...
But everybody thinks I'm like a walnut, and you're a nut.
I'm a nut.
Right? Dipped in marshmallow.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I have a sweet candy coating on the outside. You want to eat my nut? That sounds wrong. You want to eat my nut because I taste delicious.
I'm a hard shell, like chocolate hard shell, dipped marshmallow.
Yes.
Like, I'm like hard on the outside, but so soft and just moist and delicious on the inside. Yes. And like, it melts in your mouth.
Yeah, no, I'm the exact opposite. I've got like the soft candy coating delicious chocolate on the outside, and then when you crunch down, it break your teeth. And I enjoy it.
And she's single. And ready to mingle. Apparently not. But she'd like to mingle with your sperm. She'd like your masculine side. But she might chew you up and spit you out.
You'd enjoy it the way down.
Oh, I guarantee you there's a lot of guys who would like that. A challenge. Right? And then I look like a challenge, and then I'm like, love me.
And they're like, ooh, you were not what I thought you was.
Tell me I'm pretty.
And then they look at me and they're like, oh, she's so sweet. She's so easy to dominate. Meanwhile, I'm like, I will eat you.
And not in a sexy
way.
Like,
I will devour your soul. Apparently, according to Nicole, I am a soul crusher.
Right? And I'm like, I will give you my soul. There has to be a healthy balance somewhere in the middle of that.
It's somewhere.
Hopefully we'll find it.
I feel like I get closer and closer every moment.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know who a lot of times I'm envious of?
Who?
Drag queens.
Okay.
And gay men. Which, I used to pray for a gay son, and none of them were. I had 3 sons, and not one of them was. I love gay men.
Are you fetishizing gay men right now?
What do you mean?
Sorry, that's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, Lord Jesus. No, because, so when my oldest, when he was young, I worked at a gay bar, right? And, best tippers ever. And, they had drag shows, everything else, right? And so I'd help them, get ready and stuff. And like, we hung out a lot, and my son was in gay pride with them. And, and like I just thought it was so beautiful the way they carry themselves and how sure they are and confident of themselves. And I've just always looked up to them. And it's kind of like the woman I always wanted to be.
I was just saying, that sounds like the woman you've always wanted to be.
It was. And that's how I've tried to present myself, you know? Like, I am wonderful and fabulous, but don't fuck with me or I will break a heel in your ass, treat me like the queen I am, And I guess that's kind of how I've ended up the way my dreams came true.
You know what's funny is, like, when I go out in the world, I don't usually dress that feminine. Like, I'll have on some leggings and, like, a sweater or, like, whatever. Like,
so you're just dressing up for me when we go out?
Yeah, I want to look good for you, Nicole. You're my boyfriend.
And I'm dressing down for you.
So clearly we need to meet in the middle.
Right.
No, when we go out somewhere, like, oh God, this just speaks to my upbringing. This is why my mama raised me, When you go out to see the people, you need to have on clean socks and underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you need to present on. My mom always said, never be the least dressed up person in the room and never be the most dressed up person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I always think about when I get ready in the morning.
My mama always said to make sure you're always wearing your lipstick, clean panties, and heels because you just never know what'll happen. I don't know exactly where I was going in her mind, but those were things that I was supposed to have because you just never know what'll happen. Yeah, that was the advice I got. Yours sounds a little bit more directed. Mine was just, look purty.
Well.
So, and here we are. Look who we've
Here
turned
we
out to
are.
be. Our mothers do explain a lot about us.
Oh, yeah. I feel like if you meet my mom, when you meet my mom, I feel like you meet me.
I think when I met your mom, it explained a lot about you.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Well, if you had met my mom, it would. One day, we'll talk to Amy, and she can give you a rundown, because she met her a whole bunch. Bunches and bunches, so.
Well, I feel like we didn't really get anywhere in this masculine and feminine topic.
I think, though, that we both learned things about ourselves and about each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a soul crusher.
I'm a dream chaser.
Good to know.
Right? I love everyone and everything. You do not.
I apparently do not, and I apparently am.
Apparently you barely love me.
I do love
I thought
you.
I was the whole world, the sun and the moon.
I wish you could understand
and stars.
my soul, Nicole. I wish you could understand that
I
am
do.
a
You're an
layered-
artist.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm tortured. No, I wish you could understand. I am a candy-coated nut.
You're a candy-coated nightmare.
Sure.
But I love you.
Just like a daydream. Okay, sorry. Taylor Swift reference, whatever.
Okay.
I am a candy-coated nut with a candy inside.
Oh, they just have to get through that, and then they get the candy on the inside, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta get through 2 layers.
Oh, you're twice as hard.
I'm like an ogre.
How are you even single? You're the challenge of every man's dreams.
Because they don't know.
Right?
I
You don't let them get close enough. I love you. Okay, well, anything else you want to say?
No, whatever.
We love you.
I don't.
Whatever. She does. She
No,
does.
apparently
On
I'm
the
just a liar.
inside. Apparently it's 2 levels down to the basement. That's where she loves you at. She loved you a long time. So I just want to say, you are beautiful. You're perfect. Exactly the way you are. Have a wonderful, super fabulous day. Spectacular life. Shine as bright as you possibly can in every way. And if someone hasn't told you today, you are worth it. We hear you and we appreciate you. Mwah.
What Nicole said.
Peace.
Bye.